Hey, Soul Family, welcome back to Soulfully Hers. I'm your host, Scooby Scoobs, and this week we're diving deep into the sacred and revolutionary power of art. This is episode 2 in our Whispers from the Diaspora series, and it's called Art as Resistance. For generations, Black women have turned to storytelling, song, film, and paint as acts of remembrance and resistance. When we were silent, we wrote. When we were erased, we filmed. When our truths were ignored, we danced them into being. Representation isn't just about being seen, it's about being remembered in our own terms. The story I'm reading today is Echoes in the Water. It follows Maya, a marine biologist who begins to hear ancestral voices through the ocean's depths. What she discovers is more than a haunting, it's a calling.
Echoes in the water. The Atlantic remembers everything, every cry, every prayer, every desperate breath forced from lungs during the Middle Passage. And I remember too. My name is Nia, and I am the keeper of these memories, a guardian of spirits lost between continents, between worlds. My home is not a place you can find on any map. It exists in the deep currents, in the darkness where light becomes a distant memory. I am neither fully human nor fully something else, a protector, a witness, a bridge between what was lost and what continues to survive. Dr. Maya Rodriguez first entered my world on a research expedition studying ocean currents and marine migration patterns. Her ship, the Sankofa, a name that made my heart pause, meaning go back and get it, in Akan, cut through the water like a promise of something different. I had watched ships for centuries, slave ships, research vessels, cargo carriers, but this one was different. Maya moved with a purpose that spoke of more than just scientific curiosity. Her hands were gentle when she collected water samples, her eyes holding a depth that matched the ocean's own mysteries. The first time I truly saw her, she was tracking something in the water, not with the cold calculation of most researchers, but with a reverence that reminded me of the way my ancestors used to speak about sacred spaces. I knew I should stay hidden. The first rule of my existence was protection, of the spirits, of my own secret, of the delicate balance between worlds. But something in Maya called to me. My people, the guardians of the underwater realm, have existed long before colonization, long before the boats that brought such destruction. We are the keepers of memory, the collectors of lost souls, the protectors of those who never made it across the water. The spirits I guard are not just memories. They are living energies, fragments of lives interrupted, dreams stolen, connections severed. Each soul has a story, and I have carried them for centuries. Maya's research was different. She wasn't just studying ocean patterns. She was tracing migration routes, documenting the historical paths of slave ships, mapping the invisible wounds of transatlantic slavery. Her academic work was a form of resurrection, bringing forgotten stories back into light. Our first real connection happened during a night dive. Maya's research vessel had dropped anchor in an area rich with historical significance, a place where multiple slave ship routes had converged. As she descended into the water, something unprecedented happened. She could see me, not just a glimpse or a shadow, but me, fully. My tail, iridescent and powerful, moved with a grace that defied human understanding. My skin, deep brown like the richest earth, seemed to shimmer with an inner light, and my eyes, eyes that had witnessed centuries of pain and resilience met hers. For a moment, everything stopped. "Who are you?" she whispered underwater. Her voice carried through vibrations I could somehow understand. I should have disappeared. I should have protected my secret. But love, unexpected, impossible love, has its own logic. "I am the memory," I responded. "I am the keeper." Our love was impossible, a marine biologist and a mythical guardian of lost souls, a woman of science and a being of pure spiritual energy. Yet it was also inevitable, like two currents finally meeting after centuries of separate journeys. But my mission was sacred. The spirits I protected were not just historical footnotes. They were living energies that depended on my vigilance. Revealing myself meant exposing a protection mechanism centuries in the making. Maya represented something dangerous, the possibility of being truly seen, of having my story acknowledged, of breaking the silence that had been my protection and my prison. As our connection deepened, I faced an impossible choice: reveal myself and risk everything, or retreat into the centuries of silence that had been my only companion. The Atlantic continued to pulse around us, waiting, watching, remembering. Some stories are bigger than love. Some missions are more important than individual desires. But sometimes, just sometimes, love can be a form of resurrection.
Woo! Maya didn't just study the ocean. She listened and the ocean answered. This week, I want us to think about the ways we've been called to create, not just to make something pretty, but something real, something that remembers, something that resists. Tag a Black woman artist, poet, filmmaker, or healer who inspires you. Share this episode and let them know your work is a vessel, a bridge, a lifeline. And if you haven't yet, order Whispers from the Diaspora, link in bio. These stories were written to reclaim space, memory, and voice. Next week, we explore identity at the intersection because, baby, you are not one thing, you are many.